Okay, what do I eat on a daily basis? What does my diet look like? What kind of foods am I eating? What are the quantities? How many calories? Am I counting calories? All this stuff I will go through, and hopefully by the end of this video, you can get an insight into what I'm eating and maybe what you can implement into your own game in order to hopefully get yourself to the next level and see how simple it is, but also kind of the way that you look at food may change. Now, the way I look at distance running is very, very simple. The way I look at my body is it's like a race car. So I want my body to be as light as possible, but to have as big as possible and an engine, exactly the same as a race car. So I want my heart and lungs to be super powerful. I want the big push-off muscles, the glutes and the hamstrings to be as strong as possible so that my stride length is long, my push-off is strong, I'm robust as an athlete so I'm not getting injured, but at the same time, wherever I can be light, I'm incredibly light. And so when I'm at my racing weight, I'm about 63 kilograms. At the moment, I'm about 65, 66 kilograms. So it's not a big difference, around about 5% difference. But when I'm down at 63 kilograms and below, then I feel fast. It feels light to be doing interval sessions and long runs. And what we can often think as athletes is, great, I'm getting faster and therefore that's fantastic. You don't want to be on the limit. You don't want to be on a knife's edge for a long period of time. That's where athletes get into big trouble with stress fractures, lots of muscle damage and break-in, etc., because they correlate great results and fast running, and all of a sudden, I've seen it a lot with training camps, professional training camps over the years where athletes run super fast and then they come up with a stress fracture and then they're out for not just months, but years. You don't want that. You want to be a healthy athlete. So I look at it like that, like a race car, but my day essentially stays the same. I wake up and I rehydrate. For the 2 recovery runs and the 2 easy runs per week, I do that fasted. So I teach my body to burn fat instead of glycogen as a primary fuel source, so that I'm optimizing my body's ability to move over the ground using fat so that my heart rate can be higher than a typical person when I'm running in zone 2, essentially. When I'm running in zone 2 or running easy, I'm still burning fat as a primary fuel source, which means that I don't need to, I still do, but I don't need to take on as many carbohydrates during an ultra run or during a marathon. I can get through that because my body is very, very capable of tapping into its fat reserves as a primary fuel source. For the long, slow distance, long runs, I also do the first 2 hours of those fasted. Once it starts to get specific and I start to do, for instance, let's say 25K with 15K middle chunk at marathon pace, I'll practice with the nutrients, with the sports drink and energy gels that I'm going to on race day. The interval session and the race day, running fast and running far and running near race pace, is a perfect opportunity to get used to my race day fueling strategy. So that's very, very important. But then after the run, after the recovery run, the easy run, the interval session, or the long run, then I'm having my first meal of the day, when it's my first of 2 breakfasts. And that's 5 bananas in oat milk with seeds mixed in, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, and linseeds or flax seeds. And all in all, 5 bananas, oat milk, plus the seeds is about 1,000 calories. So it's a big breakfast, plus the pea protein, 30 grams of pea protein. So it's 1,000 calories, so it's a big breakfast, but it's a very healthy breakfast. And because it's bananas, lots of potassium in there, lots of nutrients, got the seeds, got the omegas, etc. It's a great way to start the day for me, especially when I've earned my breakfast. And that's the way I look at it. I go out there, I do my work, I earn my breakfast, whether it's a recovery run, an easy run, or a hard session, I earn my breakfast first of all. And then I'll wait about an hour and a half and I'll have my second breakfast, which is 100 grams of dried weight porridge. So 100 grams of dried weight oats. And then on top of that, if I want to add more calories, there'll be seeds again. There might be honey, there might be some oat milk, but usually it's dried weight, 100 grams porridge with water. Very, very simple. And again, the key to those 2 things, whether it's bananas or oats, you can get them pretty much anywhere in the world. And if you travel into a race and you want to go with the breakfast that you're used to, very easy to get access to bananas, very easy to get access anywhere in the world to oats. And that's the staple for me. The day starts like that, training, then banana smoothie, then oats. Very, very, very simple. Then about an hour to an hour and a half after that, depending on how hungry I am, I'll have another of those smoothies, exactly the same, about 1,000 calories. And I'll either have 2 of those on easy and recovery run days, or 3 of those if I need it on the days when I'm doing big volume, whether it's big volume in the long run or big volume in the interval session. When I feel like I need it, I eat, and I eat on feel. Sometimes I'm forcing it down because I know I need to eat, and I know I've done a lot of work, and maybe if it's super hot outside, you're super dehydrated, you don't feel like eating, but you know you've got to get something down you. Smoothies are perfect for that, and they're perfect for getting 1,000 calories down in the sake of one drink. It's very, very easy to get calories in. And what that then looks like is banana smoothie, porridge, and then banana smoothie again. And then the evening is completely opened out because I've already had my 3,000 calories or more, and then the evening is opened out. So I just stay healthy. And that's the main thing. I just stay healthy, whether it's rice, whether it's potatoes, ideally it's vegetables. It's a vegan dinner, but it's very, very simple, and it allows me to, whether I want a pizza, which is probably every couple of weeks, whether I want something, different types of beans, garbanzos or chickpeas, lentils or black beans or white beans, have that with rice. It's very, very simple food, and I look at food as fuel rather than sort of taste. And I love eating a pizza every couple of weeks, but I'm not thinking, okay, I want something tasty and delicious. I just look at food as a source of recovery and fuel, simple as that. Then throughout the day, I'm hydrating a lot. So I drink a lot of water. I drink at least 3 liters to 4 liters a day, if not more than that. I'm making sure that I get the electrolytes in. I'm making sure I get supplements, which is another video altogether. If I get hungry within 2 hours of going to bed, and I like to not eat 2 hours before going to bed, then I'll have 2 small scoops of almond butter, and that nicely caps your hunger. So, if you're kind of that type of person who gets super hungry at night, easy to go to the fridge and get what's in. Simple solution for that is when you go shopping, make sure that you're not hungry, and make sure you've already eaten a big meal, then go shopping. And you find that you make the right decisions. You've got a list, you get the right stuff, ideally do it online so it's even easier, but don't make the mistake of going to the supermarket when you're super hungry. Of course, everything looks delicious. And then what I'd say to that, then what I'd say on top of that is, when it comes to stuff like, I have this conversation quite a lot. What do you eat? Like chocolate? Do you eat sweets? Do you eat? For me, it's like dairy milk chocolate is absolutely incredible. It tastes delicious. I want it all the time, but I just pretend that it doesn't exist. The same with Haribo, or the super tangy Haribo. Delicious, absolutely fantastic. Is it any good for me? No, so I don't take it. I don't have it because I don't have it around the house. If somebody offers it me, I don't have it. Even with stuff like granola, I know that it's full of rubbish. It's just full of garbage. If you look at the back of the packet and it says you should take 30 grams or 40 grams, which is a minuscule portion, that comes with ridiculous amounts of sugar and all the wrong stuff. And if you do get a healthy one, it just tastes like bird food. So I don't have it. And sometimes I used to really love having granola, maybe with a bit of chocolate in, maybe with some really cold milk. I used to really enjoy that. But then you find, now sometimes I'll reward myself after a heavy race. If I've done an ultra race, it's gone well, that will be my treat. Not a chocolate bar or something else, but something like granola. And then I'll find that I want it the next day because it was so tasty. And that's because of all the sugar in it, and you get addicted to sugar. So for me, it just does not exist. The dairy milk doesn't exist in my world. I don't get it, don't have it in the house. And exactly the same with anything else that's just not conducive of me moving forward as a distance runner. So I'm fortunate to be really disciplined like that. And it's very black and white. Either you love it and you want it, and that's the path that you want to lead, and maybe it takes you to obesity or whatever, or it doesn't exist, and I'm more about exercise and staying healthy and feeling energetic all the time. So yeah, that's a simple overview of my diet. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments below. And if you've got anything from this, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell.